Very, very good morning to all of you. So today is the first session of the review session. Pre-examination training program we have conducted smoothly. Congratulations to you all for successfully completing the training program. And as you know, considering the vast syllabus, the practical sessions, questions, and the request from many participants at my personal WhatsApp number also. This program, the review sessions, has been planned on one hand. And on the other hand, there are so many things which will distract you from the study. So many things are there. And in between, ICR scores also has come. So you will be distracted to other things. To keep you on track, to keep you on line, okay? This program also has been planned again for around a month, so that you will devote your time on study. Your learning environment, learning atmosphere will be there. Okay. So before I start the session, I want to tell 2-3 points regarding your career, regarding your examination. Okay. You see, so many people are here as LDC, means junior clerk, lower division clerk. Okay. And if they will qualify this examination, so they will become as assistant finance and account officer. Okay. If you observe in our system, not in ICR, in government system also, such type of scenario you will not find. Such a big jump from lower division clerk to assistant financial account officer. Such a big jump. Nowhere you will find. And if one will continue service as LDC in a routine manner, and if you will get promotion as WO, which is equivalent to AFO, he or she also needs 25-30 years of service to become assistant administrative officer. Okay. So what I mean to say is that really this is a very golden opportunity to all of you, very golden opportunity. So anything can be compromised for this. You can compromise anything, means you have to compromise anything for qualifying this examination. Anyway, you are going to appear the examination. If you read or do not read, it is to you, but you have to appear the examination. So if you are appearing the examination with reading or without reading, that it is to you, number one. Number two, you take it as a challenge. You take it as a challenge. Anyway, I will qualify this examination. Certainly, I will qualify this examination. Why will not qualify? You go on working on those areas where you are weak. You may be knowing in which area you are weak. Okay, no doubt there are some commerce candidates, they will certainly do better in profit and loss account, BRS, balance sheet. Okay, that part they will be doing better. There is no doubt. But there are so many things are there. So many theoretical persons, so many things are there. So if you go on studying all those things in a strong area, okay, some 1-2 question maybe they are in the difficult area. You may escape that question, so in that question you may get less mark. That is there. So that means, so certainly you will be qualifying. So what I request is that It's a golden opportunity for your career. In our society, in our home, so many constraints will be there, so many difficulties will be there for not to study. Means, no, this is the problem. There may be some problem. You won't be in a position to spare time for study. So many things will be there. Even if ICL sports has also come, this we can consider it as a difficulty, yeah, problem, yeah, threat for us for the time being, for considering our examination point of view. So you just consider what is important for you. Your career is important for you, or sports is important for you. If you spare, if you study 2-3 months of period of time, we just consider that examination will be held in the month of December. You just assume that it will be held in the month of December. It is mid of October 15 days, November 1 month, 1.5 month. 1.5 month, maximum 2 months, for example. 1.5 month, 2 months, you go on studying rigorously, go on studying very hard. Okay, certainly you will qualify the examination. One thing. Other thing, anyway, everywhere there is scope of enrichment of knowledge by attending this training program. It is not that those who have attended this program all will be qualified. It is also not like that. Some people will be qualified. Those who are not qualifying also, certainly their knowledge also has been enriched to a maximum extent. We have seen in the ICR system how we are undergoing training in our system, how it is being imparted, how people are also undergoing training. So many people are there, those who do not want to attend any type of training in their career also. They do not want to move from their hometown also to another place for attending one interview. So this is my request before beginning of the session. Now we'll discuss this session will be on very fundamental. I will try to make it very, very simple so that my objective is to make the session clear to the non-commerce candidate. This is my objective. Okay, commerce candidate, they know it very well. If for them also it will be like a refreshment, okay, like refresher of that knowledge, okay. But for others, for non-commerce, I will try to make them very, very clear in a very simplified manner. So now this is today we will be discussing trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. Okay. One more thing. Let me discuss during the session. After the session, any doubt you are having, you just write it down. If any doubt is there, we'll be discussing after the session. In between the session, no discussion. You just allow me to say something. Okay, you just try to understand those things. If you are having any doubt, you just go on writing those points. And afterwards, I will be discussing on those points also. So as I told you, today's main focus is how to prepare trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. Before that, just I want to make it clear. We were having session on journal, ledger, trial balance, trading and profit and loss account, income and expenditure account, everything. All the sessions have been completed. So far as the syllabus is concerned, so far as the training program is concerned. All the sessions have been completed. But again, just for revision purposes, for review purposes, some important points I have captured. There are 3 golden rules of accounting. Means for preparing trading account, profit and loss account, whatever it may be, first of all, you have to pass one journal entry. One journal entry has to be passed. Okay. For passing a journal entry, 2 accounts are involved. One account is to be debited and one account is to be credited. Okay. Every time one journal account will be passed by debiting one account for a particular amount. Again, for crediting another account exactly for that amount. That means one account is to be debited, other account is to be credited. How that debit and credit is decided, which account is to be debited, which account is to be credited. That you have studied. Again, I want to make it clear. There are 3 accounts involved in accounting system. As per the golden rules of accounting, one is personal account. Who are the personal account? All debtor. Debtor is the person. Okay. One creditor. Creditor means from whom we have taken money or we have purchased something on credit. These are creditor. We have taken money from him, from creditor, or we have purchased goods on credit. In future, we have to pay him back. So it is our liability. We have to pay him back. It is our liability. Creditor. Bank account is a personal account. Any outstanding expenses or prepaid expenses, any customer, any supplier, any capital or drawings, all are personal account. Why capital drawings? The capital is provided by the proprietor, businessman. That is why it is related to one person. Again, drawing, the amount drawn for personal uses. If the money drawn by the businessman for his personal uses, it is known as drawing. Again, it is related to one person. That is why personal account means any person. He may be a debtor, he may be a creditor, or he may be a customer, a supplier, or he may be a sole proprietor or businessman providing money towards capital or drawing money from the business, or it may be bank, or it may be outstanding expenses or prepaid expenses. These are the personal account. In case of personal account, how the general account is to be passed? Now, if he is receiving something, his account is to be debited. Debit is the receiver, credit is the giver. Only one example I will give you, not more than that. Only one example. Debit is the receiver, credit is the giver. That means in case of bank account, for example, whenever we are depositing money in the bank, means business is depositing money in the bank. Means money goes from this business and it is deposited in the bank. If a bank is a personal account, I have written here, bank is a personal account. If a bank is a personal account, you just think whether bank is receiving money or giving money. Whenever we are depositing money at the bank, whether bank is receiving money or giving money. Certainly, bank is receiving money from us. So debit is the receiver. So that means bank account is to be debited here. And when we withdraw money from the bank, in that case, money goes out from the bank. Bank gives money. In that time, credit is the giver. Bank gives the money. So that is why bank will be the creditor. It's a very, very simple way you can analyze all these things. This is personal account. Journal entry is to be passed like this way. Then what is real account? Real account, any type of assets, whether tangible, or whether intangible. Then question comes, what is tangible, what is intangible? That I have already told you. Again, I am repeating, tangible are those things which can be seen, which can be touched, the presence of which can be felt, like our land, building. Building is very much available. We can see the building, we can see the land. So all these things, our computer, furniture, asset, laptop, TV, so many things, all are tangible assets. And what are intangible assets? Which cannot be seen, which cannot be touched, but the presence of which can be felt, of course. These are goodwill, copyright, patent. These are the legal rights. This is in a form. So that is why these all are intangible assets. So all these are real account. Then as for the, again, golden rule of the accounting, how journal entry is to be passed? In case of the real account, debit what comes into the business and credit what goes out from the business. That second line, I will just clear something wrong, it is written. Debit what comes into the business. Second will be credit what goes out from the business. This is the typical typographical error, second one. One example again I will give you. We have purchased laptop for our office use. Purchased laptop by paying money, certainly. Then you have to first clarify what are the accounts involved here? Whenever we have purchased laptop by paying money, so there are two accounts involved. One is we paid money. For example, 1 lakh we have paid. So 1 lakh, one account. Money is, cash is one account. And laptop we have purchased. Laptop is other account. Here two accounts are involved. One is cash or bank. Bank account, you can tell. You have given check, bank account. One is bank account. Other one is laptop account. Again, as per the personal account, real account, this policy, whatever you have seen, whenever you will be purchasing this laptop, a laptop is a real account and bank is a personal account. These two accounts are involved. You just see the formula. In case of real account, debit what comes into the business. Whatever things, whenever you are purchasing laptop, certainly laptop will be coming into the business. So laptop account will be debited. And bank, we have made the payment. You see, again, bank is a personal account. Again, you see, in case of personal account, here bank gives the money is go out from business or it is being paid. That means it is going out. Credit is the giver, means bank pays the money. So that means the journal entry will be laptop account debited to bank account because money goes out from the business. Okay, in that way. This is second your account. Third account involved is nominal account. What are these nominal account? The accounts associated with income, gains, loss, and expenses. All these are nominal account. Whatever, if you have incurred any expenditure, if you have incurred any loss, or if you have gained anything by way of income or otherwise, so it all are nominal account. So as per this formula, debit all earned expenses and credit all gains and profits. Again, one example I will give you. We have made expenditure on account of salary. Expenditure of 1 lakh we have made on account of salary. So then you just imagine, first you have to identify what are the two accounts involved. Certainly, one account is salary account, other account is we have paid money. What is the two major account involved? Salary and money. Again, question comes. For example, there may be question, we have paid salary of 1 lakh to Mr. A. If it is written like this, we have paid salary of 1 lakh to Mr. A. So if we have to identify what are the two accounts involved, certainly one account is salary account and other one account is bank account or cash account we have paid. RAM, though it is mentioned, RAM account nowhere in the picture. No doubt, we have paid salary to RAM. Okay, that is there. But main salary we have incurred. So here, salary will be one of the expenses. So again, you see the formula? Debit all and expenses and losses. If salary expenditure has been incurred, means salary account will be debited. Salary account will be debited, and we have made payment, means cash we have made again to bank account because money goes. Bank gives the money. Our bank gives the money. So likewise. So debit all expenses and credit all gains and profit. You can take it in a otherwise also. In a gain example I am giving you. For example, you have received your room rent. You have a building. You have given a rent. For that 10,000 you have received as rent. So that rent will be a gain for you. For example, that rent will income for you. Income like. Okay. So in case of income, here the formula says debit all, if it is expenses and losses, that account is to be debited. But on the other way, if it is gains or profit or income, that account is to be credited. So here rent account will be credited because it is a gain for us. But in the same way, if we have paid rent for our office premises, our office building, or it is a rented building, we are functioning, we have paid rent. So in that case, the journal entry will be rent account debited to bank account. Why? Now, by paying rent is the expenditure for us. That is why that expenditure will be, rent account is to be debited as per this formula. But whenever we will be receiving rent, in that case, bank account debited to rent account. This is the journal entry. Bank account means we will be receiving cash or in form of directly we will be depositing in our bank account. That is why bank account is to be debited. To rent account means credit. If it is written to means credit is to be given. So this way journal entry are to be done. So this is the very, very fundamental of any accounting. If you understand this, you can pass any journal entry. There is no doubt. Then one more important concept is, if you will be discussing trading and profit and loss account, one more concept is accrual concept. So what is that accrual concept? You just try to understand. You know, again you understand. In this concept, revenue and cost are accrued, that is recognized as and when they are earned or incurred, irrespective of the fact whether or not money has been received or paid. You just imagine the case of salary for the month of March. We are preparing annual account for the year 2022 to 23. We are preparing annual account for the year 22 to 23. So salary for the month of March, it is being paid in the month of April. You all be knowing March salary we are not getting by 31st March. We used to get it in the first week of April. So how it will be treated? In that case, as per this accrual concept, this salary account, though we have not paid the salary for the month of March, but we have to prepare the annual account up to 31st March. But up to 31st March, we have not paid the salary. Even though we have not paid the salary up to 31st March, still we have to consider this salary as our expenditure in our books of account. But it will be our outstanding expenditure. It will be treated, it will be known as outstanding expenditure. Means it is due but not paid. So this example is, it will be very, very clear to you. I think salary we have not paid. Up to 31st March, no expenditure has been incurred. But we know that March salary is 10 lakh for our institute. But up to 31st March, we have not paid. But while preparing the annual, that 10 lakh rupees has not been deducted from our bank account. Our bank account has not yet been reduced by 10 lakh also. But while preparing annual account, we'll have to take this 10 lakh as our expenditure. Why? Now it is related to the year 2022-23. It is related to the March. It comes under 22-23. That is why it is the salary, it is the expenditure of the year 22-23. As it is the expenditure of the year 22-23, there is no, irrespective of the fact that whether salary payment has been made or not, it has to be taken into account. So likewise, so while passing the transaction, you may treat it as expenditure even if it is not paid. One more example I will give you opposite to that. Insurance. For example, we are having insurance, we are having vehicle for our institute. Okay. In the month of March, we have paid insurance premium for the vehicle of 3,000, for example. For 3,000 we have paid, and this insurance premium we have paid up to June. Up to June we have paid. This premium is from April to June. You can treat like this. From April to June, it is the premium, but it has been paid in the month of March. Again, it is the reverse of salary. That in this case we have paid the amount. Our physical cash or bank account, it has been reduced. The money has been reduced, but that expenditure of 3,000 is not related to this financial year. Is not related to the financial year 2022-23. So that is why while making our books of accounts, while preparing annual account, what we will have to do? So we have to reduce this amount, this insurance, whatever total amount we have paid throughout the year on account of insurance, this 3,000 will be deducted. Prepaid insurance, that will be known as prepaid insurance, means insurance paid in advance. You see, the insurance paid in advance from expenditure, it is to be deducted. Why? Now, it is not the expenditure of that particular year. That is why we have deducted. Means this all the transaction of the accrual concept has to be treated twice. 2 times it has to be recorded. One in the trading or profit and loss account, means by recovering, by reducing from the insurance account, the amount is to be shown. Other in the balance sheet, it has to be shown. Balance sheet, where it has to be shown? In the balance sheet asset side, it has to be shown. Why asset side? Now, this prepaid insurance, we have paid in advance. We have paid in advance. It has to be paid in April, May, June. But in the month of March, we have already paid in. It is in advance we have paid. That is why it is our live asset. In advance we have paid. On the contrary to this, outstanding salary is our liability. Why? The liability in the March, though we are supposed to pay the outstanding salary, but it is not paid in the month of March. So while treating it in the books of account, this outstanding salary has been added to our profit and loss account, but the same amount of outstanding salary will be shown in our liability side of the balance sheet. Why? It is the liability on our part. In the month of April, we'll have to pay. It has to be paid by us in the month of April. So that is why it is a liability for us. Okay. So outstanding expenditure will be a liability for us, whereas prepaid expenditure will be an asset for us. Similar way, income has to be treated also in the similar way. If you will be receiving income in advance, this income is not related to you, but in advance you have received. Similarly also, you have to treat it. And any income, you have to pay also, like rent, something you have to pay. In this way also, it has to be treated. You see, these are the entry, like outstanding expenses, expenditure. I have made it very clear to you. What is outstanding expenditure? Prepaid expenditure, by citing the example of your insurance, prepaid insurance that I have told you. Accrued income or outstanding income. What is that? Now, it is the income due but not received. Means, up to the month of March, if something is due as income, but you have not received up to the month of March, you know the amount, but it is not received. If such scenario is there, so that particular amount, that particular income, your not received amount, it has to be added to the profit and loss account. And second entry will be, it will be shown as asset in the balance sheet. Why asset? Now this income is already earned in the financial year. Though we have not received, it is earned. Accrued income or outstanding income is, it is already earned. This income is related to the financial year 2022-23, but due to some reason, we have not received. That is why that particular amount is to be added in the profit and loss account. And that particular amount is to be shown as asset in the balance sheet. Then the reverse of this is income received in advance. That means you have not earned that income. That income is not related to the year 2022-23. It is not related to that. In spite of that, you have received in advance. In that case, what will the reverse will be the entry? Like that particular amount will be deducted from the concerned income in the profit and loss account, and it will be shown as a liability in the balance sheet. Why liability? Now, this income you have not earned, but you have received in advance. One day or other, you have to refund it. That is why it will be shown as liability. This is also a very fundamental concept. Then you see, there are so many things of, if you talk about profit and loss account, trading account, balance sheet. So trading account, you just, if you want, you can write it down. Trading account is prepared to find out the gross profit. You can write it down. You can give a hint like trading account is prepared To find out the gross profit for the year, trading account is prepared for the year, entire year, to find out the gross profit. Profit and loss account is prepared to find out the net profit. And profit and loss account is also prepared for the whole year. By taking the transaction of the entire year, profit and loss account is prepared. And balance sheet is prepared on a particular date. If you are preparing annual account for the year 2022-23, so what you have to write? The trading account for the year ended 2022-23 or trading account for the year ended 31st March 2023 or profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2023. This is written in the top. But in case of balance sheet, it is written balance sheet as on 31st March. Balance sheet as on, because balance sheet is prepared for a particular date. This is prepared for 31st March only, whereas trading and profit and loss account are prepared for the whole year. They're taking the transactions of the entire year. First of all, trading account will be prepared, gross profit will be found out. That gross profit will be transferred to the profit and loss account. Then all the transactions related to the profit and loss account will be entered in the profit and loss account. Then net profit will be calculated. That net profit will be added to the capital fund in the balance sheet, in the liability side of the balance sheet. So that means the outcome, the result of the trading account, profit and loss account will be finally reflected in the balance sheet. And balance sheet is prepared for a particular date. In the balance sheet, mainly balance sheet is prepared on a particular date, and it is prepared to know the total assets and total liabilities of the organization. Why, if question comes, why balance sheet is prepared? Balance sheet is prepared to know the total assets, total liabilities of any organization. Balance sheet is prepared. So here question comes, what are the assets? What are the liabilities? You all be knowing. Again, I'm just citing the example. What are assets? Your computer, printer, laptop, building, land, office vehicle, anything. Expenditure made for any item, the benefit of which will be getting for more than 1 year, that will be termed as, you can tell, assets. Means, what is the main difference between, means, for example, we are incurring expenditure on account of salary also, and while purchasing a computer also. You see these two examples you take. We are making expenditure on account of salary. We are making expenditure for purchasing a computer. Salary will be treated as an expenditure, will be shown in the profit and loss account, whereas computer expenditure incurred on account of procuring computer the computer account will be shown in the balance sheet as an asset. So what I mean to say is that any amount spent towards recurring expenditure, that benefit will be exhausted, will be expired within a particular year. If we are paying for salary, we are paying for rent, we are paying for our insurance, repair and maintenance, whatever it may be, the benefit of that expenditure, the benefit of incurring that expenditure, means while incurring expenditure, certain benefit will be getting, that very benefit will be expired or will be exhausted within that period itself. Means that salary will not continue in the next year. Salary, the moment you paid the March salary, again the question for the payment of April salary will come into the mind. So, but in case of asset, once we have procured a computer, it will be for another 5 years, 10 years with us. That is why it is treated as an asset. That benefit is not expired within a year. What I mean to say is that the benefit of procuring an asset is not expired within a year. That benefit will continue forever, year after year, maybe for 5 years, maybe for 10 years, depending on the nature of the assets. So that is the difference between assets and expenditure that you have to find out. If it is expenditure, it has to be taken in the profit and loss account or trading account. If it is income or gain, it has to be taken in the trading account or profit and loss account. But if it is asset, it has to go in the balance sheet. If it is a liability, it will be also shown in the liability side. In our balance sheet, asset side, our right hand side is the asset side, left hand side is the liability side. Again, asset side, just I am telling, cash in hand, our asset, cash at bank, our asset, any debtors, our assets, any goods, stock we are having, our building, our land, our furniture, printer, every assets will be shown in the our right hand side of the balance sheet. That is assets. And liability, capital itself is a liability. Capital, any profit derived from the profit and loss account will be added to the capital account. If there is loss, will be deducted from the capital account. If the businessman withdraws money from the capital for his personal use, that is known as drawings. If he withdraws money for his personal use, that is known as drawing. That if drawing amount is there, so that has to be deducted from the capital account again, from the liability side. That means in the liability side, one important entry is there, capital provided by the businessman or the proprietor for running any business. That is capital. Any income or profit derived from the profit and loss account will be added to the capital fund account. If loss is there, it will be deducted from the capital fund. Any amount withdrawn by the businessman for his personal use, known as drawing, will be reduced from the capital fund. So net amount will be shown in the liability side. Then what are the other entries? That has to be shown in the liability side, like your creditor. If you have taken money from somewhere on credit, yeah, you have purchased goods on credit. In one day or other, you have to pay. If something, one day or other, you have to pay, that will be appear in the credit side. Likewise, I told you, outstanding salary. In the month, you have not paid. But in the month of April or May, it has to be paid. That is why outstanding salary will be treated, will be shown in the liability side. Similarly, prepaid insurance will be shown in the asset side, likewise. So these are the fundamental, how the balance sheet, these entries of balance sheet and profit and loss account. You see, these are the various entries. These all may not be relevant to you. Just for your knowledge sake, I am just showing it to you. This balance sheet, these are the assets will be there. Fixed assets, current assets, investment, capital fund, any corpus fund, other fund, current liabilities or provision. These are shown in the liability side. These are the liability side. It is for you not required, just for your information sake only. What are the current liabilities? This sundry creditor, current liabilities, any income tax due but not paid. You have recovered. That money is withheld with you but not paid. It is your liability. Anything which is to be paid in future, it is a liability. Income received in advance, it is a liability. Why? Now one day or other you have to pay it. Income received in advance is a liability, whereas your accrued income is an asset. Okay, means income earned but not received. It will be asset side. Opposite of this, income received in advance, liability side. Opposite of this will be asset side. These all are fixed assets. All these things. Building, auditorium, conference hall, guest house, air conditioning system, water tanks, all this, tube well, storage plant, so many things. All, refrigerator, micro oven, TV, LCD, LED, so many things, EP bags, your ability, cassette, so a cashier, so cassette, mobile phone, assets. If office have procured mobile phones, that will be treated as assets. These all are example. It is not required. Investment. This is current assets that I told you. Cash in hand, cash at bank, store. These all are sundry debtor assets, cash at bank, fixed deposit. Fixed deposit, if you are having, that is also assets. Interest you are having, that is asset side. Postage in hand, if you are having something unused, that is asset side. Advance to employee, asset sides. Prepaid insurance, these all are asset sides. Okay, anyway, I am going to share this to you. Claim receivable means if there are some claim which is to be received in the future. Okay, that is also, these all are so many things I have shown you. This is your questions. Have you taken the printout of this? Write in the chat box whether you have taken or not. Some of you have taken the printout. Now you can tell whether you have taken the printout. You are allowed, you can tell.
Yes, sir.
You have taken.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very good. What I have told
Yes,
you, you see, these are the questions. These are the questions. Why I have told you to take the printout? There is some reason. These are the main question: total debit side, credit side. 50. You just find out this question: 57,25,000 debit side, credit side. This is trial balance, and every time this trial balance, this total debit, total credit has to be same. If it is not same, then suddenly balance sheet will tally. Don't disturb. I have allowed you, but don't disturb. Acha. What is my objective to say that take a printout? Every transaction has to be entered once, maybe in the trading account or profit and loss account or balance sheet. It has to be entered once. If you have taken once, you just question, you just tick it, you just mark it, you have taken. But all the outstanding adjustment entries like this, after totaling what is given written, provide depreciation, provide 5% insurance, these all are, these transactions will be taken twice, 2 times. For this reason only, I have told you, you take the printout and keep a pen with you. While preparing the answer, so you have to mark it. Simply you mark. If it is in the main question, you mark once. You have taken it, you just mark it. Means you don't have to take it again. You have to take it once only. If it is in the main question, and if it is in the adjustment, you have to take it twice. 2 times it has to be taken. Acha, you see, here just I am telling you, we'll go to the answer. You see, so many things I have clarified you. That is why I am just, we'll concentrate to this only. We'll concentrate to this one. You see, first one is capital. It is always capital will be shown in the credit side in the trial balance. That is why it is the written in the credit side. Acha, you just, again, I am allowing you, but don't disturb me. You just say the answer, but otherwise don't disturb. Okay. First question is capital. Where it is to be shown in the capital? Where it is to be shown? Trading
balance sheet liability side.
Very good. Once it will be taken in the balance sheet liability side. Then question comes drawings. Where it is to be taken?
Balance sheet liability side.
Yeah, balance sheet liability side. From capital it is to be deducted. It will be reduced from the capital. Land, where it is to be shown?
Assets.
Asset side. Balance sheet asset side.
Building, plant and machinery,
Balance sheet
Asset side.
furniture and fixture.
Asset.
Balance sheet asset side.
Okay. Then sales. Sales
Trading account.
Trading account.
yeah. Sales will go in the trading account because purchasing and you are selling. Trading account means we are purchasing the goods, we are selling the goods. Here only one question comes. Just I want to make it clear. Once sale is written in the credit side in the trial balance, okay. So sales return is written in the debit side. You see, sales return. It is written in the debit side of the trial balance. That means why sales return? You please keep quiet. Why sales return happens? Now anything we have sold, but due to the defective nature of the goods, it has been returned. Okay, that is why. Please keep quiet. Don't disturb me. Okay, better. Then you see, here is opening stock. Stock. Opening stock. So, opening stock, closing stock. Two things are there. One is opening stock, one is closing stock. So, opening stock, where it will go?
Trading account.
Trading account.
Debit side.
Trading account, it will go trading account. Then purchases, where it will go?
Trading account. Debit side.
Purchase also trading account debit side. Okay, to purchase because we are trading means we are purchasing, we are selling. Then wages. Wages. Wages, you see, one difference just I want to tell you. You just keep quiet. Wages is an expenditure. Salary is also an expenditure. Insurance is also one expenditure. Okay. But these three expenditure, one is taken in the trading account, whereas other is taken in the profit and loss account. Why it is so? Because wages, any wages paid is directly related to our business activities. This trading activity it is related to. That is why wages is taken in the trading account. Whereas salary, generally salary is paid to the office staff, generally. So office staff, they are not directly related to the which was like worker, they are not worker. So that is why their salary is something indirect to the business. So that is why it will be taken in the profit and loss account. Means whatever the expenditure you will be having, the direct expenditure, any expenditure which is related to the purchases, which is related to the trading directly, that will be taken in the trading account, like wages. And one more is carriage inward. Carriage inward also. Why? What is carriage inward? Carriage inward means whenever we are purchasing anything, any transportation cost, we are paying for that, for purchasing any goods. So that is a direct expenditure for purchasing of any goods. So that is why it will be taken in the trading account, like salary, insurance, rent, all are indirect expenditure, indirect. So all the indirect expenditure will be taken in the profit and loss account. Then go to the carriage outward. Carriage outward, carriage inward is direct expenditure. While purchasing, it is paid, but carriage outward is indirect expenditure. It will be taken in the profit and loss account. Bills received. You have received bills of this much. Where it will go? Where it will go? Bills received. You have received this much of bills. Means bills you have received. But this pardon?
Profit and loss, sir. Credit side.
Why? It is not an expenditure. It is not expenditure. Bill, we have a certain transaction has already been incurred. Transaction, any commerce candidate, you please tell. Bills received, where it will go? Side all. Tell please.
Balance sheet, sir. Asset side.
Balance sheet?
Asset side.
Why?
Assets वही ना आने
वाला balance sheet asset side. Why it in asset side you tell?
सर ये पैसे आने वाले हैं तो हमारे assets
100% correct. 100% correct. बिल आप रिसीव किए हैं, आप पैसा रिसीव नहीं किए हैं. Money is to be received. It has to be received in afterwards. So that is why asset side. Bad debts, where it will go? It is a loss.
Profit and loss provisions.
It is a loss for the organization. That is why profit and loss account. Cash in hand.
Asset side. Balance sheet.
asset bank.
Asset side. Balance sheet.
Bank charges.
Profit and loss account. Debit side.
Expenditure. Bank charges is expenditure. So it will be profit and loss account debit side. Then sundry debtor. Debtor.
Asset side, sir.
Asset side. Because in future we will be receiving money against this debtor. Okay. Then sundry creditor.
Liability side.
Liability side.
Liability.
Because in future we will have to pay money to someone, to our creditors. So these all are the entries only once it is it may be taken in the trading account, or it has to go in the either trading or profit and loss account or balance sheet. Only once it is to be taken, that you people have told already where it is to be taken. Then come to the adjustment entry. Come to here. First one is depreciation. I remember that session very elaborately. I have taken that session. I have conducted the session on depreciation very carefully. I have described all. I do not think there will be any doubt. Still, I will clarify. Provide depreciation at the rate of 2% on building, 10% on plant and machinery, and 20% on furniture. These three are related to the depreciation. You first tell, while charging depreciation, it has to be treated, it has to be shown in two ways. I mean, twicely it has to be shown. So where it is to be shown? In one place, where first where it is to be shown initially, first place?
Profit and loss expenditure, debit side.
Yeah, profit and loss expenditure debit side. Why? Now it is a loss. You can treat it. Depreciation, charging depreciation, it is a loss for the organization. Means your profit will be reduced. If you charge depreciation, for example, your profit before charging depreciation is profit for the year is 1 lakh. For example, 1 lakh. If you charge depreciation of 10,000, so certainly your profit will be reduced to 90,000. 10,000 depreciation will be reduced. So you see here. First of all, we will provide depreciation 2% on building. So what is the total amount of building? 4,50,000. So what is the 2% of this?
9,000.
9,000 only.
9,000.
That means in the profit and loss account, we will write that to depreciation on building 9,000. Okay. Then same way, 10% on first we will complete for 3 transactions. First we will finish the depreciation part. So again, 10% on plant and machinery. In the second plant and machinery amount is 2 lakh. Okay. So 10% on that also 20,000. Okay.
20,000.
Okay. So last one is 20% on furniture and fixture. Furniture and fixture is 1 lakh. 20% of 1 lakh comes to 20,000.
20,000.
So that means these totals are depreciation. Depreciation on building is 9,000. Depreciation on plant and machinery is 20,000. Depreciation on furniture and fixture is 20,000. These all are depreciation. It will be charged to the profit and loss account. In the debit side, it will go in the profit and loss account. Then in the where is the second entry? In the balance sheet. In the balance sheet, when we will show building. So in the inner column of the balance sheet, in the building column, we have to write 4,50,000 less depreciation 9,000. So 4,41,000 means 4,50,000 minus depreciation. 4,41,000 will be shown in the outer column of the balance sheet. And the plant and machinery 2 lakh less depreciation 20,000. 1,80,000 will be shown in the outer column of the balance sheet. Similarly, furniture and fixture 1 lakh less depreciation 20,000. So 80,000 will be shown in the outer side of the balance sheet. So depreciation adjustment is over. So in your examination, what you will do when you will provide depreciation? While providing depreciation, you just tick it once. Tick it once. You have provide depreciation of building. Tick it on plant and machinery. Tick one tick you make. Again, you have to remember for adjustment entry, it has to be treated twice. So that means if you will make only one entry, what the other entry will go, that you have to see. So if you have not given the treatment for the other entry, then you have to do it by seeing that also. Ticking, by seeing your ticking also. Then you come to the second adjustment. Second adjustment is provide 5% for doubtful debts on sundry debtors. Means you have to make provision. Provision for doubtful debts. Why? Means there are sundry debtors of How much debtor? Sundry debtor of 4,50,000. Last part. Sundry debtor 4,50,000 means it has to receive, we will be receiving in advance. And out of these sundry debtors, you have estimated that 5% of that we may not receive. We may not be in a position to recover 5% of that amount. That means you have to make a provision in your profit and loss account. You have to make a provision. So what is the 5% of the 4,50,000? So 5% of 4,50,000 is 22,500. So 22,500, first of all, in the debit side of the profit and loss account, which will go as to provision for doubtful debts, 22.5% on 4,50,000 in the inner column, and outer column it will be shown as 22,500. So while making one treatment, you tick once. Then one tick again, one treatment also has to be given. Then other treatment will be while making balance sheet. Sundry debtor will be reflected in the balance sheet. In the inner column, total amount of 4,50,000 will be written. Then there you write less provision for doubtful debt, 22,500. Then 4,50,000 minus 22,500. 4,27,500 will be shown in the outer side of the balance sheet. That is over. Then come to the third adjustment. Third adjustment is insurance was prepaid to the extent of 1,000. You see here. What is the total insurance amount? Total expenditure we have incurred for the year means as on 31st December 2013, total expenditure is 10,000 on account of insurance. Out of these 10,000, insurance was prepared to the extent of 1,000. That means this 10,000 also includes prepaid insurance of rupees 1,000. Prepaid insurance again, you have paid in advance, means this 1,000 rupees is not related up to 31st December 2013. This is the question, the year of transaction. It is not related up to 31st December 2013, but you have paid this. It is included in the 10,000. It is included. So that is why while making transaction in the profit and loss account, what you will do, you have to write to insurance 10,000 in the inner column. In the inner column, you have to write to insurance 10,000 less prepaid insurance 1,000 less prepaid insurance, because this is not related to this financial year. The year for which you are making the transaction, this is not related to this. That is why it is not related to this, because it is written as prepaid. In the question itself, it is written as prepaid, means it is not related to this financial year. In fact, it is paid. So that is why while making the transaction in the profit and loss account, we have to write to insurance 10,000 less insurance prepaid or prepaid insurance 1,000. So in the total side, in the outer column, insurance of 9,000 is to be written. So one treatment we have given. Fine. Then what is the other treatment? Again, this prepaid insurance, as it is not related to this financial year, but we have paid in advance. So like it is our asset. It means in future we have paid in advance, means either it has to be, we may get it refund, we may get it back, or in future we don't have to pay. You may treat it in that way. So it is an asset. That is why it has to be taken in the asset side of the balance sheet. Then salary remaining outstanding 25,000. You see what is the total amount on account of the salary? The total account is 3,25,000. We have paid actual payment. We have paid salary of 3,25,000. But again, 25,000 is outstanding. What does it mean? Outstanding means 25,000 relates to this year, but it is not paid. In the question, only this thing will be written, outstanding or prepaid. So you have to interpret yourself. If it is written prepaid, you have to interpret. That means it is paid in advance. That means it is not related to this year, but it is paid. Outstanding means we have not paid. We have not paid means, but it is related. It is related to this year. We have not paid. That is why what outstanding is written. Okay. Sorry. So while making transaction, while making entry, what we have to do? So what we have to do in the profit and loss account? We have to write first salary in the inner column, 3,25,000. Salary has to be written 3,25,000 in the inner column, and there add outstanding 25,000 has to be written. So total amount of 3,50,000 has to be shown in the outer column. Again, fundamentally, you can treat it. Why it has been added? Yeah, why it is to be added? It is to be added because this is related to the expenditure of this financial year. That is why it is to be added. Again, you think it for prepaid insurance. Why it has been deducted from the insurance amount? It has been deducted because it was not related to that financial year, that year. That is why it was deducted. So outstanding salary is to be added in the salary account, in the profit and loss account debit side. If you have given one treatment, you take once. Then what is the other treatment? Now this again outstanding salary, it is a liability for us. In this financial year, up to 31st December 2013, we have not paid, but it was to be paid, but we have not paid. It is to be paid in near future. That is why it is a liability for us. So it is to be shown in the liability side of the balance sheet. Then again you make tick, two tick. So you can understand. So this all the adjustment entry we have treated twice. Final last one is stock. Stock on 31st December. That means closing stock. This is closing stock. You just mark the stock retail in the question itself. Main question. 1st January 2013. It is the opening stock. It is written in the main question, not in the adjustment form. So it is the opening stock. It has to be taken once. So as we are doing trading business and we are preparing trading account, so that opening stock is to be treated in the trading account only. Two opening stock in the debit side, 2 opening stock. But in the transaction, in the adjustment entry, closing stock on stock at the end of the year is given. That is known as closing stock. So closing stock, twicely again it has to be treated. How it is to be treated twice? Now again, stock as it is related to stock, definitely it will go to the trading account, not profit and loss account. You can take it as it is directly related to our business. So it is closing stock. So in the credit side of the trading account, it has to be taken first. Credit side. In the credit side, 2 entries will be there. One is sales, second is stock, closing stock. So tick one treatment, you may put. Then what is the other treatment? Other treatment is that closing stock, whatever stock will be available with us, that is our asset for us. Certainly that will be asset. We can sell it at any time. So that will be asset. So that is why it will be treated in the asset side of the balance sheet. So likewise, these are the adjustment entries, and we have considered all the entries, means in the main questions, whatever transactions have been written, once we have taken it, be it in the trading account or in the profit and loss account or in the balance sheet, and in the adjustment entries, whatever the transactions are written, we have taken in the 2 times, maybe in the trading account or profit and loss account or balance sheet. So every transaction is clear. So now any doubt from any participant from these questions, be free, be frank. You won't get such type of opportunity in future for your lifetime in your entire profession. This is a very fundamental class. Anyone having any doubt on this question, any point? Just I want to clarify, and I will also feel happy that you to some extent you are having doubt. I will feel happy. I will be happy. Okay, you will to some extent again you are having some doubt. I will happy to clarify on those points. Anyone having any doubt? Anyone having any doubt? Please come on. You are allowed now. You can tell.
Sir, can you explain bill received part once, sir?
Yeah.
Regarding bill received, can you explain once more, sir? Bill received in balance sheet.
As bill received means one, you may be knowing, one is bills receivable, one is bills payable. In the commerce candidate, those who are commerce candidate, they may be knowing bills receivable, bills payable. So generally, bills receivable are shown in the asset side of the balance sheet, whereas bills payable are shown in the liability side of the balance sheet. So it is nothing but bills receivable means we have sold something. We have sold something. Instead of receiving cash, we have received one promissory note, bills of exchange, like that. Means in a future date, maybe after 6 months, maybe after 3 months, we will be getting money out of that. So that is not in cash form in this way, but certainly against that, we will be receiving money in the future. That is why bills received. You can treat it as bills receivable. Opposite to this is bills payable. If bills payable will be there, that will be on the credit side. Bills payable. It is in question, it may come. If bills receivable, certainly it will be go to the asset side of the balance sheet. Bills receivable. That means you have sold something from your business. Instead of receiving money, you have received one promissory note on bills of exchange. And against that, you will be receiving money in the near future, maybe after 3 months, maybe after 4 months. So, in fact, today's days, it is not cash. It is not in cash form. It is bills form. That is why bills received, it is written. So, one more question is if bank. Yeah.
So, bill received means a bill receivable or the outstanding income, right, sir?
Bills, pardon? Bills?
Bills received means that is bills receivable or outstanding income.
Outstanding related to, outstanding your payment term, you can say, but here, outstanding is generally used for the expenditure purposes, outstanding expenditure. But here, you have sold anything, like your stock, it is related to stock, you can tell. You have sold something. Okay, it is not related to expenditure. It is relating to your stock. You have sold something. Against that, you have not received money. Okay. Again, bills payable, you have purchased something, but you have not paid. You have given them something in bill form, and in near future, you will be paying that. Okay. So it is not related to expenditure sense. It is related to stock, your trading purposes sense it is. Okay. Then one thing is there, one bank overdraft. If a bank overdraft will be there in the question, certainly it is a liability. It will be shown in the liability side. Like bank draft. If you are having bank draft or our cash at bank, it is asset side. Cash in hand, cash at bank, fixed deposit, it all are asset side. If in the question, bank overdraft, it is written bank overdraft. So certainly it will be liability side. Okay. So if there will be goodwill, if there will be patent, if there will be copyright, these all are asset side of the balance sheet. Okay. So any doubts?
Bad debt, can you please explain again?
Yeah. Bad debts means again relating to debtors. Bad debts means relating to the debtor. Again, what is debtor? One is debtor, one is creditor. Debtor, people what form they may pronounce, it has got no relevance. Means we have again some persons are there from whom we will be receiving money. Our business is we will be receiving some money. It is due to receive from them. Something is to be received from them. Okay. Maybe you have given credit something will be received from Mr. X. For example, you have in the market, you have given to so many people. 10 lakh rupees you have given. You are also monitoring that regularly. You are monitoring. You are pursuing also. You are asking people, you please report, you please give that money. You please, whatever you, for example, Sunday debtor is 10 lakh, for example. And out of 10 lakh, you have received 1 lakh. For example, you have received 1 lakh. Then again, what will be the entry? your bank balance will be increased by 1 lakh and sundry debtors will be reduced by 1 lakh. Certainly, sundry debtors will be reduced, your bank balance will be increased. Likewise. What is bad debt? Bad debt? Yeah, just listen. What is bad debt? Whatever money is due to be received from others, you as an experienced businessman, you from your expertise, you have calculated, you from the market survey, you have understood that some people may not refund back, some people may not repay. So you have made provision of 5%. That it may so happen that I will not be in a position to receive 5% of the total data. You may make a provision. You may make. Again, you can tell that on the one way, when you will be making any provision, certainly your profit will be reduced. Certainly your profit will be reduced by that 5%. Because you are making provision for that. Your provision making means it will be reduced from your profit. So this provision is made just to, again, in future it may so happen you may not get that 1 lakh rupees from the debtor, and for that you are making provision. If you may not get that money, so you will be very much comfortable also. You can manage in future. Okay, you won't be in a financial stress. You are taking in lakhs, in thousand, but you might consider it in crores. You may consider it in crores if you are talking in business. Millions, billions, you may consider it. So in that case, charging 5% means sufficient. You are making sufficient provision in your books of accounts. Okay. Am I clear? Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, what about
Bank
sundry
charges,
creditors and
liabilities
sundry
and-
debtors?
One at a time.
Sir, what about sundry debtors and
Sir.
sundry creditors? Can you explain?
Sundry debtor, I told you, if any amount is due to be received by the business, means we are supposed to receive money from others. We have sold something on credit. We have sold something on credit, 5 lakh rupees. They have not given 5 lakh rupees. If sundry debtors is written, means you can assume in that way. Something is to be received from some person. And opposite of that is sundry creditor. Means again we have purchased on credit 5 lakh rupees. We are supposed to give, we are supposed to pay this 5 lakh rupees to others. It is sundry creditors. It is a liability. Why liability? One day or other, we have to pay it out. If the money will go out from the business, we have to pay. In case of sundry debtor, in future, we will be receiving that. That is why it will be treated as it is treated as asset. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Anyone?
Sir, bank charges, liabilities and expenses में.
Bank charges is the expenditure, madam. Expenditure. Bank charges,
Okay.
expenses,
Okay,
not
thank you.
liability. It is expenditure. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Overdraft.
Okay,
I
thank you.
told you bank overdraft. Bank overdraft is liability. If in the question it comes that there is a bank overdraft of 10 lakh. What is bank overdraft? Do you know what is bank overdraft? Bank overdraft means you are an important customer for a banker. You are a very important customer, high value customer. So for a high value customer, they are having the provision of overdrawn facilities. That means if you are having 10 lakh of rupees at your bank account, you will be allowed to withdraw money of 11 lakh or 2 lakh or 12 lakh. More than that, you will be allowed. Considering your value to the bank, so it will be allowed by the banker. So that is an overdraft facility allowed by the bank. Bank overdraft. I am not talking about bank charges. Bank charges is different. Bank overdraft is different. Bank overdraft, when you are allowed to withdraw money or utilize money more than your available balance at your bank account, that is known as bank overdraft. It is a liability for you because you have to pay it back to the banker. Okay? Clear? Clear?
सर बिल्स रिसीव्ड और बिल्स रिसीवेबल एक ही चीज है
What is, madam?
सर बिल्स रिसीव्ड एंड बिल्स रिसीवेबल इज द सेम थिंग
Yeah. You can take it as one. Consider it as one.
Sir, once bad debts in trial balance, only expenditure.
Liability,
doubtful debt का बता दो एक बार.
if it is bank draft, it will be go in the liability side. If you are having any bank balance, it will be go in the asset side of the balance sheet. All are related to the asset and liabilities, no expenditure.
No, bad debt is given in a trend balance.
Bad debt is liability side. Bad debt is the expenditure. Your loss to the organization. Profit and loss account.
But in given in a adjustment, then it will reduce to in debtors.
If it is given in the here already I have discussed, provide 5% on doubtful debts. That is like bad debt only. In the adjustment entry, second adjustment, it is given provide 5% on doubtful debt. It is like bad debt. Provision for doubtful debt. It is like bad debt. So you have not charged 5% on the profit and loss account debit side, and in the balance sheet asset side, you have reduced 5% from the sundry debtors. Okay.
Okay.
So it is clear. Clear to all. It should be clear to all.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So I think again I need not to discuss this answer. You have already answered this question. Still, I will show you just. This is the question thoroughly we have discussed. And this is the answer you see. The first one is trading account. This is the format. You can take it. You can in the examination. You can write it. Yeah. Pardon?
तो ठीक है.
Yeah, different. What you want to tell, madam? What you want to tell? So this is relating to the answer. Okay. So all whatever we have discussed. So this first one is trading account. This is the format in the examination. In this format, you can write in the top. You can write trading and profit and loss account. In the one sheet, you can just write trading and profit and loss account of measures ABC, for example. For the year ended, this thing you have to write trading and profit and loss account of measures Palana for the year ended this end date. You have to write this is the debit side, right side is the credit side, particulars amount, opening stock in the this debit side you have to take purchases, debit side in the inner column you have to write in this way, purchases less purchase return, like this. So this answer is related to that question, or it is related to different question? Okay, so you see this way here, this total one parallel line you have to make. This in the PPT something means straight line you have to make. Total of this at this side income one straight line you have to prepare. You have to make. So difference you see. Opening stock we have taken, purchases, okay, less purchase return, okay, wages, as it is a direct expenditure, as I told you here, carriage inward, this much. Then in the credit side, sales, less sales return. This closing stock is 3,50,000. This is closing stock. Okay, so total has to take this total. How to calculate whether there is gross profit or gross loss? How to calculate? How? Now there you have to find it out which side is more. Which side is more? Before calculating the gross profit or gross loss, you have to find out which side is more. So you have to make total of both the sides. So before putting the gross profit, if you go on adding both the debit side and credit side, certainly the credit side will be more. Credit side is 27,25,000. So as the debit side is less, so credit side is more. So you just put this total, this more amount in both the side, but in a straight line. The one line it has to come. then the difference is written in the gross profit. Means whenever your credit side will be more, there will be gross profit. But situation may come whenever your debit side will be more, your credit side will be less. In that case, there will be gross loss. It will come in that side by gross loss. It may It may come by gross loss in that way. You see, again gross profit. It has we have calculated as 4,64,000. This by totaling we have made total of 27,25,000. Up to this is trading account. Up to this, and after that it is profit and loss account. Because in the top we have written trading and profit and loss account. In the top it is written trading and profit and loss account. So trading account is over up to 27,25,000. After that, profit and loss account come. Then whatever gross profit we have derived, this side it has come to the opposite side. Means carry forward. We have carried forward this by gross profit. Then you see all the transaction we have to make. Salary we have discussed. You put salary in the inner column. Add outstanding salary to the inner column. Total you show in the outer column. To insurance, total amount you write in the inner column, less prepaid insurance you write in the inner column. So the net of that you show in the outer column. Rent and taxes 15,000 you write in the outer column directly, as there is no adjustment. Carries outward, it is expenditure. It is carries outward is expenditure on sale. While selling goods, we used to make maybe certain transportation expenditure, so we have to make. So that is an indirect expenditure you can tell. So that is it is written in the carries outward. So you can tell in the you can write in the profit and loss account directly in the outer column, because there is no adjustment. You see here bad debts directly outer side, no adjustment. Bank charges 20,000. You see depreciation. I have shown it in the 3 transaction, but for simplification purposes, for your to make it very clear. But you can write in one entry also. To depreciation you can write in the down, below that you can write building 2% on 2,50,000. Means either you can make simply one entry depreciation. Below that 3 transactions you have to write. 2% on 4,50,000 on building, 10% on 2 lakh on plant and machinery, 20% on furniture, like this. Either you can write in one, other even if you can write separately also, there is no harm. But better you may write in one place. Depreciation, one account has to be there. Otherwise you can write in 3 places also, no harm. Then you see provision for doubtful debts. Inner column we have shown the calculation. 5% of 4,50,000, 22,500. You see total comes to 5,59,500. You first, again as I told you, you first add the total of debit side, total of credit side. So which side will be the more, that you write first. So here the debit side is the higher amount. So that case you have to write the 5,59,000, and the difference here is the, you see, net loss. There is a net loss, not net profit. Had it been net profit, it could have been written in the debit side, but it is a net loss. That is why it has written here in the credit side of the profit and loss account. So in this way, we found out the gross profit and net loss. Then you come to the balance sheet part. You see, again, in the top of the balance sheet, you have to write balance sheet of Messrs. ABC Company Limited, for example, as on the end of the financial year or the end of the accounting year, whatever is written. The as on it has to be right. It has to be written. Then you see, as we discussed, capital, inner column you write 30 lakh, add net profit. But here there is no net profit, there is net loss. That is why first transaction will be net loss, less net loss. Then after that, less drawings. Though I have shown it first drawings, but you may every time you have to first write profit or loss. So if it is loss, capital 30 lakh, less net loss 95,500, less drawings 3 lakh. So total of net 26 lakh 4,500, the net capital. So it has to be shown in the liability side of the balance sheet. Okay. Then creditor is 2 lakh. Then outstanding salary 25,000. Then we'll be discussing. Don't worry, we'll be discussing. The land in the asset side we have written 2 lakh. Building you see 4 lakh 50 inner column, less depreciation 9,000. Total I have shown 4 lakh 41. Plant and machinery 2 lakh, less depreciation 20,000. In the outer column 1 lakh 80. Furniture and fixture 1 lakh, less depreciation 20. Outer column 80,000. Then debtors 4 lakh 50, less provision for bad and doubtful debts 22,500. 4 lakh 27,500. Closing stock in the adjustment entry it was written closing stock 3 lakh 50. We have shown it in the asset side. Cash in hand 1 lakh. Cash at bank 8 lakh 50. Prepaid insurance in the adjustment entry 1,000. And bills received like bills receivable 2 lakh. You see total of the assets gets tallied with the total of liabilities. Our balance sheet tallies. Whenever you will find in your examination also, whenever the balance sheet gets tallied, so you can assume that so you have done perfectly. You can think that you have done perfectly. Okay. Okay. Anyone who has raised the hand, you please tell what is the problem? What you want to tell?
हेलो
Yeah, tell, please tell.
हाँ सर ये कह रहा था कि इसमें अगर कैपिटल नहीं दिया होता तो नेट लॉस को जब हम बैलेंस शीट में लाएंगे तो कैसे लिखेंगे इसको?
कैपिटल सर्टनली देगा और बैलेंस शीट केस नहीं बनेगा ना कैपिटल।
तो मान लीजिए कैपिटल की जगह लोन है।
सुनिए ऐसा क्वेश्चन तो कभी नहीं आता, अगर आएगा तो नेट लॉस आपको माइनस नेट लॉस को आपको फिर लेना पड़ेगा एसेट साइड में लेना पड़ेगा। वही प्रॉफिट होने से यहाँ आप ऐड करते हैं। ओके, प्रॉफिट होने से बैलेंस शीट का ऐड होके आता है, वो कैपिटल में ऐड होके आता है। ऐसा ऐसे आपका मतलब sarcastically you are asking, but capital it will be there every time. Okay. Net profit or net loss, it has to be added or deducted from the capital fund only. Balance sheet, it is assets and liability. Liability means capital. Capital is the lifeblood of any business. So capital.
सर आपके द्वारा जो क्वेश्चन दिया गया तो उसमें है ये
क्या?
बैंक।
सर एक क्वेश्चन में लोन्स मेंशन था 20 लाख का सर।
हाँ सर, कैपिटल नहीं है।
कैपिटल नहीं है
जी सर, उसमें कैपिटल नहीं है।
तो कैपिटल नहीं है। अगर कैपिटल नहीं है, अगर कैपिटल नहीं है, प्रॉफिट आया, फॉर एग्जांपल प्रॉफिट, आप यू टेक इट इन द लायबिलिटी साइड,
लॉस आ रहा है,
लॉस आया तो या तो माइनस ऑफ एंट्री नहीं कर सकते। तो लिसन माइनस एंट्री तो नहीं कर सकते, आप एसेट साइड में ऐड करो, ले लो। बात एक ही है।
अच्छा,
ओके, आप इसमें तो माइनस में एंट्री नहीं कर सकते।
ठीक।
ओके, so this question is over. Okay.
Hello sir.
Yeah, this is the
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, good morning. This is Rajesh from India, right?
Yeah.
Sir, उसी क्वेश्चन की बात कर रहे हैं जिसमें कैपिटल नहीं दिया।
वो क्वेश्चन, let me see that question, then we'll discuss. Don't worry. Okay. Let me see if I have given that question, it is with me now, so I can discuss with you. You are with me. Don't worry.
सर एक मिनट, बिना कैपिटल का ये क्वेश्चन नहीं रहेगा, कैपिटल रहेगा ये क्वेश्चन में।
क्वेश्चन में रहेगा जनरली। वो क्वेश्चन जो मैं दिया था वो आईसीआर का क्वेश्चन होगा। आईसीआर का क्वेश्चन ही था, somewhere it has been in the old question, it will be there like that. Okay, so generally in the examination capital will be there. Okay, it is the next question. Again like this only, you know all the entries are known to you, all the entries. Any entry here you tell which is creating doubt in your mind. Any entry, on any entry which is creating doubt. One thing I want to tell, in case of purchase, whenever you are purchasing any goods, in question it may come either purchase return, okay, or return outward. Purchase return or return outward, you can tell. Okay, why? We have purchased due to some defective nature of the goods, something has to be returned back, means it will go out from the business. So this purchase return can also be known as return outward. And similarly, sales return can also be known as return inward. In question, it may come purchase return or return outward, or sales return or return inward. It should be clear to your mind. Okay. Then
सर प्लीज थोड़ा हिंदी में एक्सप्लेन कर दीजिए इसको.
या
सर प्लीज थोड़ा इसको हिंदी में एक्सप्लेन कर दीजिए.
हिंदी में ये अगर आप कुछ परचेस कर रहे हैं, एनीथिंग अगर आप परचेस कर रहे हैं, प्लीज कीप क्वाइट. अगर आप परचेस कोई कुछ भी चीज परचेस किए, उसमें कुछ डिफेक्टिव निकला, कुछ परचेस कर लिए, कुछ डिफेक्टिव आया तो आप रिटर्न करेंगे. जिससे परचेस किए तो उसको रिटर्न करेंगे. वो जो रिटर्न करेंगे, वो रिटर्न को उसको परचेज रिटर्न बोल के बोल सकते हैं, या रिटर्न आउटवर्ड भी बोल सकते हैं. उसको रिटर्न आउटवर्ड मीन्स वो बिजनेस से बाहर जा रहा है, इसीलिए रिटर्न आउटवर्ड भी उसको बोल सकते हैं. आइदर इट कैन बी नोन एज परचेज रिटर्न और रिटर्न आउटवर्ड. इन द क्वेश्चन इट में रिटर्न एज परचेज रिटर्न और रिटर्न आउटवर्ड, दोनों में कोई एक लिख सकते हैं. सेम सिमिलरली ऑपोजिट टू दैट, सेल्स रिटर्न और रिटर्न इनवर्ड. अगर आप कुछ सेल किए, कुछ बेचे, आपका वो गुड्स कुछ डिफेक्टिव निकला, वो लोग आपको रिटर्न कर दिया. अगर रिटर्न कर दिया, वो आपका पास वापस आया, इसलिए उसको बोल सकते हैं रिटर्न इनवर्ड. वो बिजनेस में रिटर्न होकर आया. रिटर्न इनवर्ड और सेल्स रिटर्न में ये बताया आपको. ओके. अगेन वन थिंग आई वांट टू मेक इट क्लियर, any expenditure which is directly related to the trading, like wages, here one is written fuel and power, it is generally related to the factory, things like that. So it is also direct expenditure. So these type of expenditure will be taken to the trading account, and all the indirect expenditure will be taken in the profit and loss account. Okay, so here only patent, here it is written patent, it will be a asset. As I told you, intangible asset, patent, it is a legal right. It is asset, fuel and power. This is like a direct expenditure, it will go to the trading account. Here carriage and sales and carriage and purchase, two things are there. One is carriage and purchase. Carriage and purchase, it is known as carriage. In that question, what it was written, carriage inward, carriage and purchase, carriage inward. So like this. So these are the adjustment entries. I think all the adjustment entries are very much clear to you. All are very much clear to you. So nothing is doubt. So likewise, so this is the very fundamental chapter, fundamental sessions. So we have completed, we have covered almost. This first question is related to the almost like in the second is related to the first one also. Little bit changes are there. Okay. So now any doubt on this question? Anyone? Any doubt on any point on this question?
Yes, sir. General expenses will be under.
Please be loud. Clear में बोलिए, clearly loudly बोलिए.
Under which it is general expenses will be under profit and loss account.
General expenses, profit and loss account. Profit and loss account. Indirect expenditure, profit and loss account. Insurance, profit and loss account. Carriage and sales, profit and loss account. Drawings, it will go in the liability side, deducted from the capital. Carriage and purchases, it will be added to the purchases, you can tell. Otherwise, it will go on the trading account. Carriage and purchases. Sales account, trading account, sales credit side. Return outward, that is purchase return, it will be reduced from the purchase account. Capital account, liability side of the balance sheet. Sundry creditor, liability side of the balance sheet. Rent, it is an expenditure only. Rent. Sundry debtor, it is an asset. It is the our asset side of the balance sheet. Stock on 1st July. Here, stock on 1st July means opening stock. It will become in the trading account. Building account, it is asset only. In the top, cash in hand was there, asset account. freehold land also asset account, cash at bank asset account, machinery asset, purchases trading account, this like your adjustment also, stock on hand, closing stock, 6,800 is there. So the first statement will be in the trading account, trading side it will be given by closing stock 6,800, and in the liability, in the asset side, it will come in the form of closing stock 6,800. Then machinery is to be depreciated at the rate of 10%. Machinery is 20,000, 10% of that is 2,000. So 2,000 will be charged to profit and loss account as depreciation on machinery 2,000, and the same 2,000 will be treated in the balance sheet asset side. The amount of 2,000 will be deducted from the machinery account of 20,000. The machinery, the initial amount was 20,000. In the balance sheet, it will be shown as 20,000 minus 2,000, 18,000. Similarly, patent depreciation is to be charged 20%. Patent is 7,005%. 20% of that is 1,500. In the profit and loss account, you charge depreciation on patent, so 20% on 7,500, 1,500. First treatment, second treatment. In the balance sheet asset side, inner column, you write patent 7,500 less depreciation on patent 1,500, 6,000 to write in the outer column. Salary for the month of June 1978 amounting to 1,500 were unpaid. You see here outstanding what is not written. You have to mind this word also. Here outstanding is not written, but salary what not paid means outstanding. It is not paid. Okay. So not paid means again it is outstanding. So salary amount, it is there as, where is salary? 15,000 plus this is your 1,500. Then insurance include, you see this salary again, you see salary again two treatment as I told you. One is to be added to the salary account in the profit and loss account. Another outstanding salary is to be treated in the liability side of the balance sheet. And the second one is insurance include a premium of rupees 170 on a policy expiring on 31st December 78. You see the date. This policy will be expiring on 31st December. But we are preparing balance sheet as on which date? Up to June, I think, no? So that date. So that means it is paid in advance. So you are again in the profit and loss account, in the insurance side, 600 is written, less prepaid insurance, 170. And this 170 will be treated as asset in the balance sheet asset side as prepaid insurance. Then again, further, bad debt are 725. Here, bad debt is written in the adjustment entry, bad debts. So that is why you have to take in the profit and loss account, bad debt as 725. Then in the sundry debtors, in the balance sheet asset side, sundry debtors minus bad debt 725. Here you see rent receivable. It is a new entry, rent receivable. Your initial entry you see in the credit side, rate of 9,000 was there as a credit balance. Means you have received income, rate of rupees 9,000 as your income. Here, rate receivable is shown as 1,000. Receivable means kya? We have to receive it. It is related to this financial year, but we have not received. But it is related to this financial year. Means it is our income. It is related to the this financial year. It has to be received, but it is we have to receive this, but it is not receivable. You see this treatment are receivable because it relates to this financial year. Though you have received 9,000, but 1,000 also relates to this financial year. That is why total rent will be shown as 10,000. And again, rent, you see, by this way, we calculated the net profit. Net profit. And here, rent receivable, again, it is our asset. Means we have to receive it in advance, in future. Means outstanding, whatever come, means what we have to write in the liability side, there in very fundamentally, you think, anything we have to pay in future, that has to come in liability side. In a very fundamental way, I am telling. You forget accounting, you forget commerce. Anything which we have to pay in future, that has to be retained in the liability side. Okay. Opposite of that, anything which you have to receive we have to receive in future, it has to be detailed in the asset side in a very fundamental way. Okay. And all the assets, it will be reflected in our asset side, all our assets, cash in hand, cash at bank, closing stock, debtors, bills receivable, land, building, goodwill, patent, everything. All will be shown in the asset side. All the liabilities, creditor, bills payable, outstanding liabilities, capital, any loans, you have taken any loans, loan is not written, any loans may be there. Loan will be written in the liability side. Any investment may be there. Investment will be your asset, will be asset side. Your fixed deposit may be there. Fixed deposit receipt, it will be shown in the asset side. You may be having bank over that. As I told you, it will be in the liabilities. Okay. So this is in this way. This is my presentation regarding this. I think I have made it very, very clear up to my knowledge. So far as my knowledge goes, I have tried to make it very, very, very clear so that irrespective of your qualification, maybe BA, maybe BCom, maybe engineering, maybe PhD, irrespective of your qualification, I think I have reached to everyone. I think I have reached to everyone. Finally, anyone having any doubts? And after
मेरा क्वेश्चन था
yeah.
सर जैसे आपने बोला ये फ्यूल एंड पावर वाला
You please introduce yourself, put your video on, then tell. Trade expenses is to be treated in the trading account. And then, tell. What is the question? What is the question? Anyone was asking any question? Oh, yeah. You are not allowed. Okay. Allowed. Huh? No. Anyone having any question? Please put your video on. Yeah, if you are not in a position to put your video on, no problem also. By you can tell also, no problem. Wait, one question. Why both carriage inward and outward comes under debit side? Carriage inward, carriage outward means these all are expenditure for us. All are expenditure. That is our debit side. One is expenditure on purchases. One is expenditure on sales. You can treat. So that is why as all are expenditure, that is the debit side. Okay. No one is income type. All are expenditure. That is why debit side. This presentation will be shared.
सर नमस्ते सर ओपनिंग स्टॉक और क्लोजिंग स्टॉक के बारे में जानना
Yeah. Opening stock every time it will be go in the trading account. First entry will be to opening stock. First entry. Okay. And closing stock every time it has to be taken twice. Why? While preparing trading account, some closing stock will be certainly there. That has to be shown in the trading account by closing stock. And in the same time, as it is your stock, it will be the asset for your organization. It will be shown in the asset side. Okay. So it has to be treated twice.
सर फ्यूल एंड पावर ट्रेडिंग में आएगा डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस में
मैडम क्या बोल रहे हैं
सर फ्यूल एंड पावर जो है वो डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस में आएगा
या
ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट में
ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट में आएगा
ओके थैंक यू
डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंडिचर में आएगा मैडम ट्रेडिंग में आएगा
थैंक यू
like wages. You see, one example I'm giving, you see, if it is written electricity and factory, for example I'm telling, Two transactions there. One is electricity on factory building. One is electricity on office building. Same electricity payment. One is electricity on factory building. Other is electricity on office building. So electricity on factory building will be taken in the trading account, direct expenditure. Whereas electricity in office building will be taken in the profit and loss account as indirect expenditure. Okay.
Good morning, sir.
आउटस्टैंडिंग एक्सपेंसेस एक बार मैं हिंदी में बोल देता हूँ, इतना बोलने के बाद भी कुछ लोगों को क्लियर नहीं हुआ. ओके, आउटस्टैंडिंग एक्सपेंसेस यही है, कुछ एक्सपेंडिचर यही फाइनेंशियल ईयर का, वो एक्सपेंडिचर आपको इस फाइनेंशियल ईयर का, जैसे आपको मार्च का एग्जांपल में बताया, मार्च का सैलरी इज एक्सपेंडिचर ऑफ मार्च ओनली, मार्च 22-23 का है एक्सपेंडिचर. ओके, मार्च का सैलरी, लेकिन आप उसको मार्च में पेमेंट नहीं किए. जब आप मार्च, और इसको करना चाहिए था मार्च में, तो अगर मार्च को पेमेंट नहीं किए, होना चाहिए था मार्च का अंदर, आप पेमेंट किए अप्रैल और मई में, दैट इज व्हाई वो एक्सपेंडिचर को माना जाएगा आउटस्टैंडिंग एक्सपेंडिचर, दो इट इज नॉट पेड but it is related to that particular financial year. That is why. Okay.
Yes, sir.
सर कभी फॉर्म सिफरी बैरकपुर. सर एक क्वेश्चन था कि फ्यूल एंड पावर में एक्सपेंडिचर आपने बोला डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंडिचर है, तो मैंने उसको बाय मिस्टेक ये सम करने के टाइम मैं उसको प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस में ही डेबिट साइड में ले लिया था. तो उसमें भी
I got your answer. You just listen. In that case, your balance sheet will tally. There will be no difference in the balance sheet. You listen to me. Balance sheet will tally, but there will be difference in the gross profit, net profit. Okay, gross profit, the actual gross profit should have been this figure, but your figure will be something different. Actual net figure would have been something different. Your figure will be different, but balance sheet to tally. In that case, you will be getting step marking. Out of total mark, you won't get total mark. Maybe 1-2 less mark you may get. 2 mark, 3 mark less you may get. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Again, this is the first session. That is why I try to make it very, very clear. In our next Saturday, again, question on this, your session on this part, this syllabus, trading and profit and loss account will be there. That session will be delivered by Sri Kumar Gargji. Sri Gargji will be delivered by the session. So before that session, actually this session was supposed to be, today's session was supposed to be conducted by him, but showing you are just knowing that some of you are not very thorough to this session, to this trading and profit and loss account. So I took this session that, okay, let me complete this session, let me make it clear to all the participants so that the second session you can easily understand. The second session also, Saturday session will be on this session, and in the next session, so many adjustment questions also will be, it will be discussed, so many adjustment questions. Okay. So finally, if anything is there, you please ask, otherwise we will be closing the sessions. Otherwise, anything? Yeah.
सर आउट ऑफ कैरी जो है डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस है, इनडायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस है.
और तो आप खत्म हो गया, आप अभी पूछ रहे हैं सारे क्वेश्चन ओवर. कौन सा कैरेज इनवर्ड? कैरेज इनवर्ड डायरेक्ट है, कैरेज आउटवर्ड इनडायरेक्ट है.
ओके सर. ओके.
ओके. नेक्स्ट.
Sir, it is not important that always this trading account, profit loss account and
सुनिए मैं आपको और एक बार बोल देता हूँ. अगर बाय मिस्टेक आप ट्रेडिंग में लेना चाहिए था, प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस में ले लिए, आपका बैलेंस शीट तो टैली करेगा. अगर आप एक्सपेंडिचर को एक्सपेंडिचर में ही लिए हैं, इफ यू हैव कंसीडर, यू हैव ट्रीटेड एक्सपेंडिचर एज एक्सपेंडिचर, whether it has to be taken in the trading account, but you have treated in the profit and loss account, or vice versa. your balance should be tally in that case, but certainly you will not get full mark because the examiner knows whether it will go to the trading account or go to the profit and loss account. In that case, your gross profit will be something different amount, will be reduced to some extent. Net profit will be increased or decreased. It will happen like that. But you will be getting mark 2-3 less mark you may get. But your balance sheet will tally in that case. There will be not much difficulty. Okay, not much problem. You may get 2 mark, 3 mark less. Anything?
So this trading and account, profit loss account and balance sheet will be always, it is not important that it will be always on the 31st March 2000, financial year end. Always made on
it is prepared for the accounting year only. Na? Profit, annual account is prepared for the accounting year only for practical purposes. But your question, you see what is written. Question may be different. They may write the business ended 31st December. So you write as per the question, but in practically we are preparing, every institute annual account is prepared. It is prepared up to 31st March, up to a financial year. 22-23, you all have completed the annual account. So likewise, it is for a financial year from 1st April to 31st March.
The second question was in between the year, I think 30 1970. Sir, the second question was on 36/1978.
You forget that. That is not so important. That is not so important. But what it is important? That date is written related to the adjustment entries. In the adjustment, relating to the date something is written. That you see. Related to that adjustment you see. But the date is not important. It may any date, maybe 30th June, maybe 31st December, maybe 31st March. That is not there. But the thing is that if it is 31st December, so you can assume that accounting year is 1st January to 31st December. You can treat that. So you can treat accordingly. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay then other transactions, other adjustment entries will be discussed in the next session. Next also this I think 2 questions I have already shared to you. 2 questions I have already shared to you. So you just again go on practicing on those 2 questions. We'll be discussing on these 2 questions. Otherwise, I would request Sunil Gargji to share one more questions, one more adjustment entry also. Let him share, let him discuss. Okay. So just for a fundamental purposes, I have made it, means starting from journal entry to accrual entries to your profit and loss trading account balance sheet. See, in this session, everything means accounting, you can treat that your +2 course is completed in this session. You can consider starting from journal, ledger, trial balance, +2 syllabus is completed. Otherwise, you can tell. Okay, on this aspect. Okay, thank you very much for your patient learning, patient hearing. Thank you all. Now, today's session is closed.